everybody. Thank you so much for coming this evening for our October meeting. Beautiful weather out there today, so I appreciate everybody willing to take some time and come here. We have a couple things I wanted to bring up in this meeting. One is a change in the schedule for our spring show. So we have consistently done a Mother's Day show for the past 20 years. The problem that we're running into are, to use the term of the TV show, bridezillas. And May is a huge month for booking this space for weddings. And we ran into problems last year where the brides like the look of this open and don't want artwork hanging in their wedding room. Uncreative types. Unappreciative. Yeah, they have no appreciation for it. But anyway, but I understand, it's been a problem, and we've even had to take the entire show down and then put it back up again after the wedding. So to avoid that, they have asked us to move into April instead. And they will give us April, so we would use like the last Friday in March to do the take-in and the setup. And again, we would be up for the 3 weeks like normal, and then we would do the pickup for it during our April meeting on the 16th. So pretty much exactly the same of what we're doing, we're just backing up a month. What we need to decide though, since it is a new opportunity for us, we can, come up with a name for it, some type of spring theme name, or we could call it our, what would that be, our
Art in April.
What was that?
Art in April.
Art in April, something like that. That's very nice. Art in April.
Spring show extravaganza.
Jim, are you doing the text on there?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to, I'll do notes I'll watch it and do notes. Because Leah's not here tonight, she's at a show in Pittsburgh. So we're kind of flying here on the, taking the minutes. But, so we could do an Art in April. We could do a Sunday. The only thing we have to avoid though is Easter, because Easter comes early. So there's, one Friday night is Good Friday. And then I believe it's the 5th is Easter.
Correct.
Yes? So, but we could do the following Sunday, which is Orthodox Easter though. So, or we could really break the mold and do a Saturday, because the Saturdays in April are open. So we could do like the 10th, 11th, or 12th, I believe, are the dates. A Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday. We could do it during the day. We could really rogue out and do an evening one. So right now they're pretty flexible with us. They're very appreciative that we're willing to move the show. Not that they gave me a lot of choice, but they're appreciative.
Well, what if they have a bride in April who doesn't like?
They don't have anything booked.
Okay.
Yeah, and he said he will not, we will not go there. He is willing to block April for all the time that we're in it, so we will have, the garden club will be in here. Like their other regular meetings will be in here that are always here, they just won't have it for the wedding. And I think it's just to our benefit, because it just makes me nervous every time they move our artwork. And, I always trust, they're very good at it, they're very careful, but I just don't ever want anything to get scratched or broken. And as an extra bonus, for the past, I think it's 4 or 5 years, we haven't been able to do 3D art because of the weddings. And they did not want any of the liability of moving a sculpture or anything, which we had done for 20 years. And if, as a bonus, carrot to do this for us, they're willing to let us bring some 3D art pieces back. Now, not huge, but 3D that they would then, if they had to move it, if it was in jeopardy, like when I forget what it's called, the bunny hop, I think they do here. if it would be something that it would be in jeopardy, they would move it into the office so that it was secure. Bunny hop? I think it's an Easter egg hunt. I don't even know for
Sounds
sure what it is.
dangerous for art.
Yeah, it sounds dangerous for art.
So we have to bring all the pedestals and display them.
So we have a couple pedestals, or what we used to do was use these shelves.
Yeah, you got
And that's
shelves
where
right
we have our 3D pieces. But again, when the weddings were happening, the brides have floral displays there.
Do you use those again?
Yeah, so we could use those again. And I mean, it's nice that the conversation's open for it, because I really hated the fact that we haven't been able to do any 3D unless it was something that was a relief that could be hung on the wall. So, anyway, that's where we stand. So, is there anybody who has any input, opinion on looking at the 10th, 11th, or 12th, like a Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday? Anybody who's talking about pros, cons of it?
Well, Friday, you're having people come from work. And if they're
Right.
close by, that might be hard.
Might be hard. Yeah, like I'm not necessarily, but I mean, we do that for, a lot of the art openings that are on like a Thursday or a Wednesday, people have done it, but we also have a portion of our membership that do not like to drive after dark. So that's what always made the Sunday afternoon one nice, because then we didn't have to worry about that.
Well, if the weather's nice, an afternoon one's nice because of the beautiful
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah, but it will be a couple weeks earlier, but still like
You
middle
do Sunday.
April. Yeah.
April's nice, yeah.
Yeah. So should we try to stick with the Sunday and go with Sunday the 12th? Or go with Saturday the 11th? That's anybody,
That's a tough one.
I know.
I'm good for
Sunday.
either.
I don't know why, Sunday just sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So people are used to coming to the show on a Sunday?
yeah. So we're really just moving it up one.
Yeah.
Less competition from other events too, in theory.
Yeah.
So do Sunday.
I know, so how's that, like, what do you think, Rita? I mean,
What is the
Pre-Easter.
19th?
what's
Is
that?
the 19th?
The 12th.
But it's the 9th, if you don't want to do it on the 12th, because I work for us.
We could probably stretch it to the 19th, and then have everybody take their artwork that day.
Yeah.
So at the end of the show, all the arts would be able to just take their artwork and leave with it on the Sunday the 19th.
Closing reception.
Closing reception. We could even do that. We could have it as a closing reception. And,
Do we need to get like an Easter bunny person to come in?
didn't I tell you I already rented the costumes for you?
Oh, no.
Are you volunteering, Lance?
For what? Lance will be, yeah.
Easter bunny,
Make a meat Easter bunny.
I might be pushing it.
Yeah.
I'll dress up as an egg.
I mean, what do you think of,
You could
what
paint-
do you
you
all
paint-
think about that, doing the reception as a closing reception on the 19th? I mean, we can still have gallery sitting for the 3 weeks leading up to it. And then that way it's all in one day, the pickup and
That
Easy.
potentially could work.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but you would just pick up like the last day?
At the
At the end of the show.
When's our last meeting though?
The 16th, that's why I wanted to do it on the 12th, so that
I
then we
think
could
it's
pick up
always
on the
nice to
16th.
have the meeting after and have the judges.
Well, yeah, because then that would be like not being able, we would have to have the judge speak
Yeah.
before, which they could. The juror could speak at the 16th.
Yeah,
Is that
at
at your meetings, your last meeting?
No, we have one in May.
Well, you'd have it judged when, like, when they jump off.
Yeah,
Then the juror could come to our meeting and then we'd have the public in on the 19th.
Yeah, we would put the awards up through the whole show then, and have,
No
We'd have the
surprises.
party at the end.
yeah, and party at the end.
We could.
Is there any advantage to having the party at the beginning, like the opening? Does it bring in any other outside people or not so much?
Well, I mean, we do, we invite media, we invite as many people as we can, but we've never done it right at the beginning. We always hang the last week of the month, and then there's usually a week and like a week and a half, and then we do the opening, and then we close and leave. So there's usually like a two-week span before we do our Mother's Day reception.
Okay.
So it would really be falling, the benefit is we would have to show up an extra 3 days. You know, I mean, so it's not a huge benefit, but either taking it down on the 16th or taking it down on the 19th. Yeah,
We just have to stress, no early pickups.
no early pickups,
No,
yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Unless you're buying it, then you can leave with it.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll be open on that. Well, I mean, that's the thing, so it's the 12th or the 19th would be our two options then. Vote, everybody for the 12th?
So,
12, Rita, place the 12th?
You want to do it?
Yeah, okay, I was worried about.
Well, it was just realizing that everyone could come for brunch and then we could come over here just like we do on Mother's Day.
Yeah, well, I thought about that, it could be like an Easter, yeah, that's something to do during
Easter, Mother's Day,
Yeah, so then if we did that, it would fall in, like I said, almost exactly like we have it. It would run, like the Mother's Day, and then 4 days later, we would have the juror come in and speak, and then,
I like that.
I don't like the idea of having the show and then grabbing our stuff and taking it off.
okay.
And what if people
That's
don't
just-
make it to the show?
Right, but I don't know,
You're
that's
not
all.
offended, then let's do 12.
Okay, yeah, if you're not offended by us doing the 12, because that's
Somebody
like,
else voted for it.
well, I mean,
Yeah, do it again.
okay. Who's 12?
I'll do it.
I don't care.
Okay.
Doesn't
Seems
matter.
like
The question is, can we get some Easter food on it?
Okay, all right, let's do it on the 12th then. The show will be the 12th. The juror will come in and speak on the 16th then. Okay.
What was the drop off again then?
Drop off is March 27th, Friday, March 27th. Yeah,
I was getting.
yeah, so again, just, everything's just moved back a month.
It's just.
Okay, so that was that. The other thing that I wanted to let everybody know is Cindy has made great progress with the library in Moon. And she's been working with Heather Panella, who is the library director, and they have actually moved ahead, looked at our list of the books that we'd like to purchase with the money that was donated from Nancy's funeral. And Nancy Bush's donations, and they have ordered books for us, and we're gonna have, you wanna talk about it a little bit, the special,
That's about it.
that's about it.
They'll do a,
How they gonna do, yeah?
yeah, they'll do a poster on a table. Well, either you or Linda will do a
Yes.
poster, I assume, because we have all our bio information and everything, and then list the books. And they added a lot more books, so I don't know if they get a much better price or
They
what.
do, they get a much better price.
Well, yes, and it's quite extensive, but I thought we could list all those books and just make people aware that it's in memory of Nancy.
Yeah,
And I thought, and I didn't get to talk to you about this, but I thought maybe we should make this an ongoing donation from West Hills Art League, kind of do the same.
yeah, we definitely want this, I discussed this with her daughter Kelly, and we definitely want this to help promote the West Hills Art League. She doesn't, like, when they decided to do the donation in lieu of flowers, she didn't necessarily mean for it to be, you know, like something to honor her mother. She wanted to help the West Hills Art League. So, and what I told her is I feel this will help us, you know, get the word out about us, and possibly bring new members in, you know, I think it's gonna work.
So are they putting book plates on the inside cover saying?
Yes, they'll do
it's
that, and they're also gonna make bookmarks based on what the poster says.
Yeah.
Something about memory of.
That's what I'm hoping, that we can say like Nancy Bush, founder of West Hills Art League, you know, something like that, maybe even with our website on it, so that would be nice for the
Make the
bookmark.
most of it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's where we stand on that. Trying to think if there's any other new news. The Coriopolis Art Walk, I thought went very well. Thank you to all the artists who participated in it. Thank you, Lance, for gallery sitting for us down there. We have our 50th anniversary show set up at the Coriopolis Corporation Community Development Center, something, facility. But it looks very nice, and, you know, I think that it was great to do that as a tribe. We certainly missed your gallery. We missed your gallery, we missed the space, but,
It was hard to get folks to, we had a bag on a little post out front, put a poster board up and.
Yeah, it was,
and one of the
people
dogs
just
were
don't
right
know
and
it's
stuff.
there yet. I guess they really, I don't know how long they've been using it as a community
It's-
center, but it seems,
Yeah, I think it's over a year.
Yeah.
But did Brandon talk to you about, he wants to do a show in December, or an open house in December to draw people in
Oh,
and
no.
see what they do?
so maybe we can participate.
He
in
loves
that.
the art, and he said, could you guys come up with art? And I said, I think we could come up with it, but you have to talk to Debbie.
Yeah.
because I don't know what your.
We can put a call out there and see what we're talking about, because we're gonna do the cash and carry here in the carriage house. So that's on that first Saturday of December, but that's just a one-day show. But maybe, we can,
Down there?
move it down there, or like work something out, so that we can do that. Yeah, he
It looked
was,
really nice in there, I thought.
yes.
Like they did a heck of a job.
They put a hanging system up, which is great, and, they're willing to work with us, which is nice.
Yeah, I was hoping to buy a couple
Yeah,
to put up.
permanent collection.
I'm just saying, for you digital people, get some pictures of Coreopolis.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that might make it happen, like the train station.
Yeah.
and,
do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great, and, congratulations to our recipients of the prizes, our, grand prize, very nice, and, no, but it was, I think it's a beautiful show, so thank you to people who participated. And we're looking at, if it works for you, your last class of the month, having that be the pickup.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
so that's it, so we'll do the same thing, 9 to 1, on the last Tuesday of the month, which is the 28th. So Tuesday, the 28th, 9 to 1 will be our pickup. So that's it. What else do we have? I think that's all the news that I have, other than, I mentioned, yours, but then Lance is here also with his, he was an award winner as well. He's with What Window Series? Wet Windshield.
Windshield.
Wet Windshield Series, very nice.
And Sandy Beitzinger.
Sandy,
No, Sandy's watching.
Linda Kirby, Leah Shuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to think who else.
One more.
Debbie? Right?
There was Twitch, there was Extended South, there was Madison,
Madison, yeah. There it is.
Sandy. Yeah.
One thing we had talked about in class, would it be possible, or what's your feelings for the Mother's Day show, for lack of better words? Could we have separate categories for digital and, I don't want to say fine art, because I don't want to give the impression I don't think digital is fine art, but have two categories, have more awards, but I think it would, I don't know, it's just, I don't feel like we're comparing apples to apples.
Well, if you do that, like places don't normally split them that way. Most places that if you're gonna have digital be a separate category, then they have oil, they have acrylic, that, you know what I mean? Like it
Okay,
splits
so
it
we
down a
have
lot
this-
further, and you've done that with some of your shows.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm not used to
Would you put
seeing,
regular photography?
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna ask, is photography
And there's
usually
never
judged
a
before?
yeah, it's usually judged the same. Like if you do a show that isn't broken down into all separate categories. And I don't know if we have enough pieces to break down into that many categories.
I feel your pain.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
something you guys have talked about.
Yeah, that's it exactly, because then if you end up with a category and it has 3 pieces or 1 piece that's in that category, do they just get a prize then? Yeah, it's like, it gets difficult when you start going granular if you have a show that's under like 150 pieces.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly look at it and discuss it, and I think we talk to the jurors usually when they come in, and some of them have an opinion, but we do try to ask them to spread things out.
Yeah, sometimes they'll come in and they'll hate digital.
Yeah,
They'll just flat out say, I hate digital.
yeah. We had one,
Do not.
yes, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you never know. but-
There's a lot of people that don't consider mosaic art, they consider it a craft.
Crafts, yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's another thing, so like where we with Donna's work, you know.
Sculpture.
Somebody on my lawn.
Yeah, you're the
Don't get
winner.
surprised, we got-
We just need an open mind.
They're 10 consecutive.
Yeah, you need
victories.
that's it exactly, you need an open-minded judge, somebody who, and usually when we talk to them, we try to decide, you know.
Yeah, ask for a variety.
Yeah, you know, like you don't want an oil painter who is only gonna pick oils as the awards. Because, it's not because they think they like them better, but they feel they understand that medium, and so they feel qualified to say, this is good, you know. And whereas if they may know nothing about mosaics, they're nervous about, you know, awarding. Yeah,
Is it good or not?
yeah.
I've had them go the other way too, where they don't pick their medium and they try to pick everything else to prove.
Yeah, to prove that they're not, you know, it's difficult, it's difficult.
It's subjective, don't you think?
It is.
Each Jordan comes in,
Yeah.
they have their own opinions.
That's why we have them come speak.
Yes, so that they
Yeah,
can
that
explain why they've done it. I really like jurors who use a rubric, and they like look at like all these different points, and like, then they come up with value. It's not so much of a walking along and go, oh, I like that, that looks like my cat. I'm gonna get that one.
Well,
I like turtles.
People's choice helps offset that.
People's choice does help that, yeah, but I mean, good point, and I mean, I understand, yeah, and it's like definitely something we've thought about.
Good.
What else? Why don't we go on with some of the other, committee group? Audra, want to talk about the finance?
Finance, not much to talk about.
All right.
Our balance right now is $4,529.41.
Okay. That's it. Have we got any new membership in, as far as you know? But I mean, that have paid, like it's come in and we're...
Yeah.
Okay, so Lance, you want to talk about
I
membership?
do want to make a note, that total does include the $550
Oh,
that's
Nancy's
given in
donation.
Nancy's name. So
Okay.
that will eventually disappear in a chunk, right? I'm assuming
Yeah.
we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Did we send the check? Did we send?
No, we didn't send anything to anybody.
Not yet.
I think we should because the books have been purchased.
Okay, I didn't know, is that the sheet?
That's what I thought she said in her
Okay,
email.
we will do that then. Please.
Membership, so reminder, dues are due.
Dues are due.
Dues are due,
Dues are dues.
25 for individuals, 35 for families still. And this will carry you over until spring of 2026, or until August of 2026. Right now, we have 29 paid members, and hoping to see that increase. We have a new member here tonight.
Oh, lovely. Yes.
Comes to us from the Beaver Valley Art Team, right? And her name is, correct me if I get it wrong, Marguerite
Yeah.
Galbraith Cordes.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much for officially joining us. I'm so glad. Would you mind standing up and telling us a little bit about yourself and your art?
Sure. Come over here.
Here we go.
Hi, nice to be able to join all of you. I'm honored to be here with you tonight. I've done art for most of my life. Probably my primary medium is photography, and you discover, really thanks to James's printing it on metal, because I've experimented with that for the last couple of years. I've done watercolor painting and acrylics. I've done pottery. So those are my other places where I dabble and play with.
Welcome, welcome.
All right. Kim, you want to talk about programs?
Not really. We're moving along. I'm waiting to hear back from an artist for next month. I do have a pastel demonstration for the spring, but we're probably going to switch dates based on what happens with the show. So they're coming along, so it'll be a secret until.
Thank you all for finding such wonderful speakers. Jim, do you want to talk about social media and YouTube?
Okay, well, our latest video, which I just put up last night, Eileen Yeager has 14 views so far. We seem to be averaging about 20 views per video right now, and we have 54 current subscribers. So
Okay.
if you haven't subscribed to YouTube,
Please subscribe.
all the demos they do here are going to be on it.
Wonderful. All right, what else do we have? Cindy, do you have anything to add about, no? All right.
I think so.
How about if we go into different shows that are going on, people are in currently?
I do have one more thing to add.
Yes.
As a reminder that everyone who's paid by next meeting, November, correct? There's the drawing
Yes,
for the
there's the drawing.
free membership for
For
next
the
year.
following year.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. All right, what shows do we have going?
Tell us, you and Jim.
There's the Genesis thing this weekend, right? Genesis.
Genesis Collective has, right, so they're going to have, speaking of, Linda, why don't you talk about the Genesis Collective and what's going on this weekend?
Oh, they're featuring Beaver Valley artists at the New Brighton, I don't know if it's like a fall festival or something, that goes from noon to 8 on Saturday in downtown New Brighton. And they also have artwork featured at the CCBC Dome during the Library Con. So,
That's this Saturday from noon until 3.
right.
Right, okay. Do you have anything you'd like to add about the newsletter?
I guess the other thing I wanted to add is based on a recent experience with Lance,
Oh, yes.
if I don't respond to you, if you send me, an attachment, make sure you're attaching it using like the paper clip, not just dragging it into your email. I don't know if that was the issue or not.
Yeah, well, that was the difference between it. I embedded a couple of my sold images.
And by embedding, he means he's probably just dragging it
I
into the
just
body of the
pasted
email.
them into the body of the email, but then Linda didn't see them, and I knew I sent them, and so we tried something different where I just attached them instead, inserted them, and that showed up.
That works.
So I'm wondering how many I've missed over the years or not, I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully not many, but
But I guess that would be my advice, if you have attachments, genuinely attach it to the email. And I typically reply if I get something, because I'm always excited to see what you guys send. So if you don't hear from me, I may not have gotten it, so. But, last week of every month, I send out reminders when I remember, but you should just know it's ongoing. If you get something right now, send it to me. I put it away, I feature it in the next newsletter, so send me all your goings on.
that's good. Lance?
Coincided with the newsletter and all the great information that Linda collects and shares out. Because it's now probably about 6 or 8 months that we've been doing this. If you haven't noticed, on our West Coast website, we have the gallery of winners, the circle of winners. And I think it's like, as I'm putting them in there, it just amazes me that our team just keeps getting all these awards in all these different areas. So when you get something, let us know. If I don't hear from, Debbie or Linda or Jim or Kim or somebody, let me know give me a shot of you winning, what it is, what show it is. I want us to just keep adding to that. The list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. So, go team.
Good, yeah, it's nice, and our website, on our newsletter, we try to put as many calls for new shows that are out there in there. Linda and I try to find out everything that's out there that we could possibly have artists participate in. And, please let us know if you're in the shows too, because we'd like to add that to the newsletters. And I love the fact that we're a very active group. So, we just want to keep that momentum going. Rita, tell us about your book.
What do you want me to tell?
What's the news? What's the new news?
So the latest is that they did hire a screenwriter to write the screenplay. So it's progressing, it's moving forward. So that's super exciting. And she's like apparently very well connected in Greece with the Hellenic film industry. She's also a director. So, you know, fingers crossed, throw it out to the universe and all that. And I've been told to be patient. So I'm just trying to be patient.
That's wonderful.
But yeah, it's super exciting. The book is called When the Only Light is the Moon. So, you know, I'm hopeful. I'm giving a talk Monday night to the Philanthropic Educational Organization, and it's on like art using narrative, like expressing narrative through art. And it's kind of cool because I just judged the PAEA show that Leah's involved in, and the theme was using art to tell a story. So there's so much of that that's, you know, interconnected. And I think one of the things that sold the book to be a movie is that because I'm an artist, when I wrote the book, I envisioned everything first, and so it was easy to just sort of write down what I was seeing in my head. It's either going to be a painting or it's going to be a story, so in that case it was a story. So thanks for asking, I'll keep you posted.
Definitely, yeah, always interested to hear what's going on with that. You mentioned Leah, and I had mentioned earlier that she is at a show opening right now. Leah, Jim, Linda, and myself, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else from this group. We all are in a show called Just Harvest, which is at the
Irma Freeman Gallery
in
Garfield.
That's Garfield, okay? And it's their big fundraiser of the year, and so it's a one-night show. So that's what Leah went there, and she's hopefully gonna get lots of photos for us and all that of what's going on. Hopefully a lot of art will sell tonight, and that will go toward, you know, the fundraising events. So that's great. Trying to think if there's anything else. Linda, Jim, are there other shows? Manos, the 24 show is still going on. So that's up until the end of October?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's that. And then there's a Manos Gallery, which is in Tarentum. They have purchased a new huge building that I forget the square footage of it. It's
30,000.
obnoxious.
30,000.
30,000 square feet.
Yes.
It's the old Alcoa building in New Kensington. So it's 2 stories. It's gonna be art, dance, music, the print shop, the upstairs, it's gonna be all artist spaces that people can, have their, rent their space. But it looks like it's gonna be amazing, but the first show there is gonna be November, and it's called Sacred Garden, I believe it is. But Jim and I are gonna be part of that as well. Can't wait to see the new space. But, so that's going on. All right, anything else? Kim, do we have upcoming North Hills Art Center shows that we need to be getting ready for?
Actually, we have a private show right now with single artists that goes through the end of the month, and then we're going to roll into our holiday artist market. So the preview party is on the 14th, and then you can shop till you drop for the next 3 weeks.
Holidays already.
Yeah, it's scary, but it is. So we're not having an actual show you can participate until February, and the theme is going to be moods.
Moods?
Moods. M-O-O-D-S.
Moods. Oh, nice. Okay, well, that gives us plenty of time to prepare for
That
that.
will be the beginning of February when that, so.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we get the high school in January, because our local high school has some real talent.
Lovely. Lovely. All right. Anything else? All right, well, if nobody else has anything they'd like to announce or promote, Cindy, classes, no? Kim, why don't you go ahead and lead us into